No. Oh, good. Like I look at it in cinematography, I'm always looking for contrast. Contrast doesn't mean just light and dark in terms of light and shadow. It also means, sometimes there's a wonderful thing going on in the background, but you're having your fucking worst day. Mm-hmm. And you can hear people laughing about something, they're having a good time. It makes your pain feel worse. And I think that can be true within cinematography, it can be true within ever. But I would never not wish to experience those things. Mm-hmm. I think it's
like going to the gym, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have to do the hard things to get the reward of the good things. Mm. And if we live in a world that's potentially pure reward, if ever we get to there, then what is the challenge? I mean, that's kind of like the Matrix things. Like, actually, we're not the batteries. We just decided we plug back in because we want to do things that are challenging again and have our mind wiped clean. I mean, sort of going tinfoil hat territory, but that's kind of the existential sort of conundrum at the end of it all. Is what's the point? Yeah,
but I think then what this comes back to, in terms of like where we sit as filmmakers, is that I'm not remotely interested in sitting in front of a computer typing prompts. Now, by all means, if it's hey, can we previs this really well? And I already previs pretty damn well in Blender, and I actually figure out a lot of it in doing that rather than having something spat out at me. So I probably still would be like, well, let me at least do my Blender version, then we can feed that in.
You can always get like a model, and you can port that into Blender, and then sort of speed up. Yeah, I want a cow or something, and okay.
But I think that what it comes down to is the fact that I'm most interested in persevering with the way that I make films, and I think as a result, I'm more than happy for the two to coexist. But this idea that one will replace the other, or we're going, and we're going to have a tough time. Like, I do think that commercials are really going to go through a tough time, because why would you spend $200,000 making a commercial when you could churn it out for next to nothing? Yeah. But I do think this is what we've been, actually Rob and I have been banging on about. Rob Vonglas, excellent artist as well.
Indeed.
Excellent soundy and excellent AC.
Good guy.
Good guy. Shout out Rob Vonglas. We went up to Manchester and back on Monday, which was wild, but it was like
tangent like that.
The cost of the train was too much. Anyway, what we're talking about is actually handmade. Mm-hmm. That there's still a premium on handmade clothing.
Sure.
There's still a premium on handmade goods. I have a handmade wallet, which I made myself. Not a plug.
Did you skin the goat?
I skinned the goat. No, there's not. There's actually it's leather. I bought leather offcuts, and I make them for like when people have seen it and they go, "Oh, I like that wallet." I go, "Oh, I'll make you one." And then they regret it after. It's great.
You're not selling the handmade fruit.
No. I am quite good at making it. I made one for Alessandro. He loves it. Made one for my dad. Made one for my father-in-law.
I feel like I should ask for one now.
Yeah, you should ask for one. But don't. I'm too busy. No, we'll make you one. If you want one, I'll make you one.
How can I say no now? I mean,
I'm okay.
Just cue it.
Yeah, cue it. Yeah. But I do think that there can end up being, with how easy it is to make the AI only stuff, and I'm sure people will say it's not easy, but with the lack of time and resources to make it, actually there will be a premium then placed on human-made things. And I do think though that we're going to see some massive shrinking within the industry. But I do think eventually it gets back to the point of like, oh no, I really just want that. And actually for a brand, if you think about a really big brand, or even a small brand that are wanting to flex a little bit, they might look at it and go, "Oh no, this wasn't AI. We did this for real. This was handmade. This was a human-made project." And actually, there's so much more about it anyway, because then you can promote the stories of the people who made it and all that side of things. I do think there's more, rather than like right now, it's the Emperor's New Clothes of like, hey, we got all this technology we can do. I mean, I just literally lost the project to AI and then won it back because the AI couldn't do the job.
Right.
I was tempted to be like,
I'll do it AI. Well, I think that's it for me. I mean, it's like, we've sort of spoken about how brand films really could be like the next best vehicle in advertising, as opposed to like the advertising people I've spoken to, like you said, 50% of the work is kind of going away.
Yeah.
And it's, to the point that it's $200 rather than $200,000 to make an AI version advert. The key thing about it is, like, when you're creating an AI product, particularly if you're not, putting it into another platform to generate it the sort of traditional CGI way, you're going, this is what I can get. This is as close as what I can get to the thing. Does it work? It's like, yeah, that's enough. And it's just enough. Whereas if you want what you want, you have to go the real route.
Yeah.
And if the AI is not there, and it might be there in the future, also it might not. And it certainly isn't there right now. And that's in addition to the human factors, bringing in real people and showing them interacting. And then
the moment was had. A moment in time was captured, whether it was real or not.
Exactly, and that's what advertising or TV or film is all about. It's about, we talk about the logic of building something, and that's probably my creative process is like I start on a spreadsheet. I'm writing something.
That's wild to me.
That is wild to you, and it's probably wild to most normal people. But I'm a little bit, like that.
I like to start on the toilet. Like an imagery.
But the point is that it is about emotion. Emotive connection is everything in this business, and it is everything to human beings. And
it is.
And you can't just.
That's that Mo Gaudat, or what's his name?
Right.
He's talking about to connect.
Yeah, I can't recall, but I'm sure. Yeah, sure, exactly. Yeah, and so that's what we can generate. And sure, it costs more money, but you get that in return, because when you've got adverts of 30 seconds of AI, it just becomes sludge. As good as some of them are.
As good as some of them are entertaining.
Like, some of them are fun.
Yeah.
But
the fun ones are the ones that work best, actually.
And the fun ones, but that's not appropriate for every brand.
No.
You can't make a fun advert for a funeral director. So maybe you can. Maybe I'm not thinking right.
Maybe we should be doing it.
Maybe we should be doing it.
That's right. So if you're a funeral director, get in touch. We've got some ideas.
We've got some ideas. Yeah. We literally just saw them in the last 3 seconds.
We're going to Weekend at Bernie's it.
Someone's got to die.
Someone's got to die. Well,
actually, that's a great idea.
That actor who played the dead guy in Weekend at Bernie's.
He's really dead?
Oh my God. No, he just, what a performance though. Holy smokes. Look, my consideration would be, if I were to, and I tried prompting. I lasted about 20 minutes, and I was so bored that I was like, I just ended up staring off in space and just thinking, God, this is so unfulfilling for me. I'm just not excited by it. It doesn't matter how cool the visuals are that you get from it. I'm just I'm not excited. I'm excited by being out and about and with people, you could have a team of people doing it. It's still not that fun. We're still sitting in front of screens, which I know ironically I'm doing anyway on set, but you get my point.
Yeah.
But let me just finish that point, which is, I think that I lost it.
Sorry,
I've lost it.
We'll just wait.
No, it will come to me.
All right. But what I was going to say is that it's kind of the lifestyle change as well. Because if now you're a corporation and you go, okay, we need an advert, let's go to big ad agency, or maybe
I found it.
Okay, let's do you quick, and then cut me back in.
Which is that if an idea is the pinnacle of filmmaking, right? The idea is, which it's not. But if the idea is the pinnacle of making films, the concept or the conceit or whatever you want to call it, everyone has good ideas.
It's about execution.
It's the execution that is it. And some people, some people won't have the patience for learning the AI stuff. I certainly don't have the patience, though I love working in 3D. I find that really rewarding because I love the process. And the journey of it, of being like, oh, what's that? And, how do I develop that? And, I like working in Blender. I like working in Cinema 4D. I like all those things. But actually, if the idea is the end goal, and now all these platforms, you can literally type in cinematic and you can show a reference or whatever it is and create the whole thing. I don't see how that has any longevity, because eventually Susan from accounts can do an afternoon course in AI, and while she's not, balancing the books, it's like, hey Susan, could you make us some films for our Instagram?
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And she churns out 30.
Yeah.
Because she's done a quick course. Because the technology is now not the limiting factor, or the technique is not the limiting factor for that stuff.
Yeah.
Just the idea is,
right.
But actually the execution of the idea is, I think, where that beautiful bit sits. But also, it's the Sisyphus pushing the rock up the hill, which is, for most filmmakers, they will never see perfection, and that's why they keep doing it.
Yeah, it's about being ready, not done. Right.
Well, it's that Nolan thing of like one of the things of like Interstellar is that it's he has to do this. He has to push that rock up the hill, despite the fact that he knows he's missing out on family life and things like that. This is an insight into him that I've read. He's not said this specifically.
Yeah. Right.
But it feels like it with Interstellar, like I have to go and explore, even though I'm destroying my life in doing so, insofar as my view of my children.
Yeah.
Because
sacrificing a lot to do it.
Yeah, and it ends up being a bit hubristic because...
And I think for me, it's about the lifestyle as well. When you're creating stuff, you need that time to go walk in the woods and germinate.
Nice, get the B-roll relevant.
Yeah.
Love it. Relevant B-roll. Insert relevant B-roll.
Always linking. I was going callbacks is my
you bring it all.
Right. And
someone's nicked my camera. Just look over my camera's gone. Just say these fucking dickheads sitting there on the thing.
Squirrel. But yeah, the lifestyle thing. And if you don't have the time to sit on an idea and really think about it deeply, Susan Accounts can go and do it. Well, do you know what? Susan Accounts might make a mistake in terms of like, actually, someone with experience thinks, oh yeah, this is actually a great idea. Someone thinks this is a great idea. Someone experienced it, they go, that's a bad idea because A, B, and C. And what you're doing then, it's pushing us into sort of the corporate mechanism that most people in creative field don't really sit comfortably with, right? If the beauty of work in advertising is you can go off and set up your own agency if you kind of felt your way through your career and go, do you know what, I can go and do this on my own, and having that freedom and not being chained to the rules of I'm not like sort of playing down on the role corporations have, especially our clients, but not everybody is suited to that lifestyle, and so having to do that when you pay a creative agency to come up with an idea, that do you know what, I can just get one person in and they can create something every week for a fraction of the price. What quality control do you have then? It still goes through the same process on your side of the fence, i.e. the corporation. Yeah. But that's the value of a creative agency, is actually they see things in a different way. That is their specialty. Yeah, but I even the less, for me, less of seeing if there's going to be a mistake or a QC or whatever, because I do think so much of it is about like shoot first, ask questions later in terms of modern advertising with... Well, even getting to the stage of writing the thing or getting the concept down. Obviously, we're usually downstream of the big agencies' work, but we do too.
Well, no, but absolutely. And actually, this takes us on to a completely AI unrelated point, thank God. Which I think is so important, and what I really like, friends that I try and make friends with like the people I work with from agencies and from clients as well, and I feel like I get on really well. There's still a transactional relationship, but actually like a creative director I've worked on a couple projects now, he and I gel so well that we're going to go do a life drawing thing soon. Like we met up for drinks last night for an end of project delivery, and he was like, oh, do you fancy going to do some life drawing? Because I was talking to him about the oil painting and he loves it as well. And it's more like being mates. But I try and think of them. Anyway, my point is, what I say to them as well is like, I've got all this experience in film, and I'm a creative person. So when you're coming up with your creatives and you want to know how that is going to translate into the film itself, even if you're just pitching at this stage, just hit me up and we'll chat about it. And I want to come up with ideas with you because I believe in the relationship, and I believe in the fact that I've got all this experience and in film. You guys have got the experience in advertising and seeing where this stuff leads and creating the final thing and the overview of it. But the specific skill set that makes me unique within that, I don't know if you would necessarily have in the agency. because you're focused on the other parts. You're seeing the bigger picture and you're coming up with the ideas. So like I'll say, look, hey, if you're pitching on stuff, just give me a shout. Even if you don't think you're going to land the project, let's just chat. What is a couple hours of my time gonna mean in that case? Like even if we don't get that project, and I do say we because I want I love it when I've given a director's statement on a thing because it's great. But even if we don't get the project, we've thought about something for another project.
It's grown. It's grown the whole, not just the idea, but the way that you are capable of thinking. Thinking of it, as the producer's hat on. You want to go, okay, how do I reduce the cost? How do I make it as efficient? Typically you might say, less fancy outfit, fewer sets, fewer setups, all these sort of things that sort of basic. When you want to try and keep the essence of what's being made, but try and keep to a budget that's realistic, and deliver something that's can maximise that.
But that's where the magic can happen, because creativity is defined by a unique and novel solution.
And it's about those frameworks again. It's like, okay, let's build a framework so that creativity can happen.
Yeah.
If you just instantly say, I've got, it's your job, Susan, get out of this. Poor Susan, sorry. Get this out, to earn your £200 this week. Then.
Yeah, here's your bonus, Susan.
There's no bonus. There's no ownership. There's no incentive for her to go, do you know what, I can do the best thing I ever done. She's like, I'm just going to go.
Unless she loves the work and then she quits accounts.
Okay, well, she's now the AI person.
She's the AI person.
Promoted to AI.
Yeah.
And that's what she does every week. She makes a new video with cut downs every week for the Instagram. But what's the incentive? Where does that energy come from to create something new and stop thinking about the business or the ideas surrounding what the business can do? It's not just it's naturally stunting because you end up sort of being iterative on the things that you feel are safe, and that's why you need to go out to consultants, because they're working on other companies and other projects, and they can go, actually, that might seem risky, but that actually worked for this type of brand that works with you. So all those connective tissue. Humans are specialist creatures.
Yeah.
At least in our day and age, we have to specialise because there's only a finite amount of time. You've been doing this 20 years and you're learning something every day.
Every single day.
So naturally, it's a person working in the agency, same story. And there's overlap, but there's certainly it's a Venn diagram.
Yeah.
And there's big distance as well.
Yeah.
So you need that, and
the limitations are what breeds the creativity, even if it's a budget. But no, we look at it and we go, so this setup where we have 40 crew, that's not this project. This project is using a tool like the DJI, having a small crew.
That's a type of camera.
It's a type of camera, the DJI 4D. Use my discount code, Jonathan20 at checkout. You get 20p off.
Do you get any kickback on that?
I get half a penny, I think, every time, every month.
Do you want to repeat that?
Yeah, Jonathan20. Listen to me, leave me out, DJI. It's no skin off your nose. And we adjust the approach, and I think actually looking back at it as other thing of films and just trying to be more positive is, I think that it comes back to the fact that it's like there's a way of doing it with anything, within these budgets. So we just need to. That's where the creativity is the most fun part of, like, how do we do this? I think that ability is like there can be so much flexibility within it. Should we put a pin in it there?
Yeah,
I think that was a good little bit.